In preparation of reattaching the wood ring, I've gone ahead and done some quad zero around where it will reattach. This will serve two purposes. The first will be to make for a better attachment surface, and the second is that wood ring is going to be difficult to get in steel wool once it's attached, so as it kind of notches downwards. So by doing a little of this now, it'll make the finished job much easier. In re-gluing the wood ring, it requires a lot of clamping in order to get a really tight fit on the rim. So I tend to do about 1/4 of the bell at a time. It is time consuming, but if you want it done right, time is what you take. So we'll go ahead and clamp it. As you might notice, whenever you remove the wood ring, it adds 3 or 4 days to the total time spent on the restoration of the Music Master. The wood ring is now fully attached, and as you can see, it's going to make a very nice finished product. The main function of the wood ring is structural, and with what I have done here, this horn should last a very long time. As with all of these projects, we're going to attempt to keep as much of the original finish as possible. As you can see, this is going to require a little work to bring this finish out, but it is down there. So as I've mentioned before, I did a little bit of very light steel wool and goop on this, and prior to that you could not even see the decals. So here they are in all their glory, and I suspect we can get the rest of this horn looking this way. I did want to show the sander that I use. These are inexpensive orbitals you can get off Amazon or any place, and simply go around the edge of the wood ring with this. I do add a couple of these pads because it gives some flexibility on the curve. So in effect, this is all I'm doing, and I watch it by sight. I hold the horn up this way so that I can see how it's going to look when it's finished. And as you can see, this is going to have a nice smooth appearance. The next thing I'm going to do, which I'll show you in a moment, this from the original repair 50 or 100 years ago. There's a chunk of wood missing. There are also some imperfections in some areas where the wood ring goes on. Just really can't help it. I get it as tight and as smooth as I can, but there are some little mismatches in the surfaces. So I'm going to fill that with some wood filler. I use various wood fillers. So this is one from Minwax that tends to take the stain very well. There are lots of options when it comes to fillers, and in addition to that, I use, for some that are more structural, I use epoxy filler, and this is a good choice. It works well for a mahogany or a dark oak finish. I probably will not use that on this one because I'm going for a little bit lighter finish, but it's a very good choice for mahogany. So on with the fill in the cracks. As you can see, there's a fair amount of wood missing from behind this panel. This was part of an original repair. As I've shown, I use a heat gun to soften this up, but if you just take a screwdriver with it and pry the wood ring off, for repair, we'll split it from the wood. So I'm going to take this, and this is pretty deep, as you can see. Once the filler has completely hardened, we'll do a light sanding around the wood ring again wherever it was applied, and that will smooth it out. After applying the filler, I wipe it with a damp towel and try to end up with very minimal excess material so that there's not much to sand. In the adjacent area, the wood ring has attached so tightly and evenly there is no need for any sort of filler, so I may add a very, very little tiny bit there, but I'm not going to add the filler any place where it is not necessary. And now it is filled as necessary. The drying time on this is 4 to 6 hours for larger fills, and we're going to give it every bit of that. And then we'll take the sander to it lightly, and unless it needs touch-up, we'll be ready to move on to the finish of the horn.